So you can see that I did get my new tires. They are Nitto Terra Grappler all-terrains. They're not true 35s, they're about 34.5 inches. They're a metric size. They're LT to 325 65 R18s. And they did have to put a leveling kit on it. I didn't want it, but they had to do it. And I still get just a slight rub on the arms in there, but nothing terrible. So I've given the truck a bath because I have a set of Husky Liner mud flaps that I'm going to be installing. Hopefully that'll keep the bulk of the mud off the running boards there. And so we'll see how that goes. The first part of installing the mud flaps is, in my case, wash the truck. It had mud all over it. They send this clear vinyl paint protector that basically sticks on where the mud flaps will contact the paint, and this is to protect the paint, keep the paint from being rubbed off by the mud flaps. So you put this on, you wet the surface down with soapy water, put this vinyl on, squeegee the water out from under it, make sure it just covers the area that the mud flaps are going to contact, and then you can proceed on to installing the actual mud flaps. So let me see if I can get this vinyl in there. Okay, so I got the front flaps on both sides. It's easy enough to do without taking off the tire. Just turn the steering all the way to the lock so you can get to it. It reused these two factory fasteners. It had this fastener I had to drill a hole for, and this one that I had to drill a hole for in this fiber wheel well liner. The one on the other side where this hole was, the wheel well liner was cut out. It actually, there was nothing to drill into there. So I ended up having to drill through the mud flap and the liner here to put that fourth fastener in on the driver's side. So now I got to get back there and try it on the rears. And I kind of have a feeling that I'm going to have to take this thing up to the shop and jack it up and take the rear wheels off to get these mud flaps on. I'm hoping I can figure out a way to finagle it around and get it done without having to take those wheels off, but I'm not too optimistic. We'll see how it goes. Alright, so there it is. Got the rear ones installed. I was lucky enough that it used all the factory holes. There was one factory fastener here, an empty hole here, an empty hole up under the bottom, going into the bottom of the fender. The only hole I had to drill was this one back here, and I had enough room to snake my drill in there and drill it, so I didn't have to take off the rear tires. You probably could not drill that hole, though, on an F350. It's another inch lower, and an F350 with these size tires, I don't think you could get the drill back there unless you had a right angle drill. But yep, so those are the mud flaps. And I asked the dealer about some Ford factory flaps, and they wanted $300 installed for them. And these were $40 for the front, $40 for the rear. So 80 bucks versus 300, and it took me about, not counting the time I took to wash the truck, it took me about an hour. So, yep, overall, not too bad.